All right, all right. I'll review the Donald Trump movie. Let's get into this. Welcome to the Cinefanatics. My name's Robert, and today I've got a review for The Apprentice. I'm at Fantastic Fest currently, and this was secret screening number 2, so this is going to be a spoiler-free review. It's spoiler-free because this is a biopic, so this is all stuff that has, for the most part, has happened in real life, so it's, there's not really spoilers here unless you just absolutely know nothing about Trump, kind of like me, and I'll get into that here in a second. Before we get started, let me know what you think of it down below in the comments. Keep it civil. I don't care what your political opinions are, but if the conversations get too out of hand or too stupid, I'm deleting the comments, no matter what side you're on. So please be respectful in the comments, but let me know what you think of a movie about Donald Trump being made, especially during an election year. That's kind of iffy. While you're down there, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe. Before I jump into this, as you can kind of tell already, I'm not a political person. I don't engage in political discourse. I don't care about politics. I like movies, I like pop culture, I like music. That's my bread and butter. That's where I live. So therefore, I'm not going to talk about political natures or anything. I have no political bias when watching this movie. They announced this movie, and my first thought is like, how the hell am I going to review this? Because it's kind of hard to talk about Donald Trump nowadays without it being political. But that is, like, I will watch the debate. I'm going to watch the debate, and I'm watching the candidates on how they talk, how they sound. Are they answering the questions? That's the kind of stuff I look for. I don't know foreign policy. I'm not trying to learn foreign policy. I want to make YouTube videos talking about movies. I don't care about all of that stuff for the most part. I do keep up with a little bit of it, but just not enough to have a good discussion about it, which is a lesson that everyone should learn. Don't talk about things unless you actually know what the hell you're talking about. Therefore, I'm not talking politics whatsoever in this. The other thing I gotta bring up on this is, again, this is a biopic. This is stuff that supposedly happened in real life. I say it like that very trepidatiously. I think I said that right. Because biopics tend to have things over-exaggerated. They're trying to push up the drama of the movie, therefore you're interested in it. Like, I know a big one that came out, was it 2017, The Greatest Showman? A lot of people were upset about a movie made about P.T. Barnum that glorified him, that made him this good, honest man that was helping everyone, that wanted to make the world smile and brighter, when in real life P.T. Barnum, kind of a scumbag, so, not humbug, but scumbug bag, whatever. I don't care. I'm watching a movie. I'm not watching a documentary. So yes, stuff is going to not be true. It's going to have fake news. So apparently, no one is, like the debates, no one is fact-checking a movie when you're watching it. So keep that in mind when you watch any movie, any biopic whatsoever, specifically this one. Again, I don't know Trump's life outside of the fact that he was a real estate mogul, and that's about it. That's about all, the most that I know about him business-wise. I don't know, like, the details of, like, what deals he made and how he got where he was at. Whether it was off the back of, like, his father's money or if he earned, I don't know. I hear everything, I see it all, but I don't know at all myself. So this is going to be a completely unbiased review. I'm just reviewing this movie as it is. Enough with all of that shit. Let's get into this. First, right off the bat, Sebastian Stan, I think, does a phenomenal job. It was weird because, like, at the beginning of the movie, he didn't quite have the sound of Trump. He does kind of, like, get more into it as the movie goes on. This movie kind of takes place between, like, I think it's like the late 70s when he's first getting into buying hotels, remodeling parts of New York, and trying to build Trump Tower eventually. And then it kind of ends with him setting the foundation for his book, The Art of the Deal. that's the time period. So like, let's say late 70s to like maybe early 90s. I'm not sure, but that sounds about right. Most of it seems like it takes place during the 80s. And then, of course, his relationship with Ivana. Sebastian Stan, I think, does a great job. The makeup that they do on him as he progresses in years looks great. There's quite a few shots that, depending on the angle and how far away the camera was, he actually did look like Donald Trump. So kudos to everyone involved in that. They did a great job of translating how he looks into a movie, a biopic. But yeah, I think he had mannerisms down, the way, like, when Donald Trump speaks, the way, like, his lips curl, the way he enunciates, his hand movements, the greatest hand movements of all time ever. No one's ever seen better hand movements than these. He gets all of that, all of those mannerisms down perfectly, and I absolutely loved how he portrayed them. The rest of the cast, I mean, I don't know anything about Ivana Trump. Maria Bakalova is playing her in this movie, and I think she does a good job. Again, I have no foundation, no basis of knowledge of who she was, so I have nothing to really compare her to. She was just a good actress in this movie, and she is a good actress in general. As far as the story is easy to follow. When they announced that this was the movie, my first worry was, great, this is going to be about business and real estate, which I know, like, I have some ideas about business, enough to normally carry like a slight conversation in a business world, but not enough to have a full-on like deep dive and opinion on. But this one was very easy to follow, so even if you don't know all about real estate and taxes and stuff, you could still easily follow along with this. The movie does kind of play out, in all honesty. Again, most of it takes place during the 80s, so it does kind of play a lot like Scarface. It has like that 80s like fuzz look to it. The movie is looks like it's shot in a 4:3 full frame instead of like your regular 16:9 widescreen aspect ratio. So that was cool. It really brought home that 80s, that earlier style and feel. The music is very reminiscent of the kind of music that played during Scarface. The shots that they do of Trump while he's walking around, the looks, the glares that he has, very Scarface-esque. So they are essentially trying to play him as a villain, which, again, might be a bias in the real world, but like I see how that portrayal is, and I'm willing to bet the movie probably is a little bit biased on some parts. There are things that they talk about, things that they mention that are like little jokes and jabs. May have happened in real life. Again, I don't know, but some of those were actually pretty funny, and especially when you're in a packed audience of people who are very likely more knowledgeable about this than I am, hearing like their little like laughter and giggles and stuff at certain lines was kind of funny. And like, in all honesty, I wish they would add that to the normal like audio track of this movie. But I think it was very well done. Jeremy Strong does a great job as Roy Cohn. I don't know who that is. I know he's a powerful lawyer because I watched this movie. Otherwise, I have no idea who he is. I don't really know anything else about Trump's family, his father, his mother, his brothers, or brother. I don't even know how many he has. So, like, all of that, I don't know, but the portrayals I thought were pretty good. The acting was phenomenal. So, overall, how would I rate this movie? I think it was a passable movie. If you remove the politics of everything, especially this year, in the year of our Lord 2024, if you remove all those politics, I think this movie plays as a very good biopic. I mean, you can tell, if you're into movies and biopics specifically, you can kind of tell what's a good and bad biopic. I feel like this one was a pretty decent job, so I would recommend it. The problem with this movie is because there's so much politics going on surrounding this particular person, it's really hard for me to be able to say whether I would recommend it or not. If you're like me and you're just a fan of movies, you like biopics, and you want to see a biopic of someone I would say is an influential person in the world, yeah, I would recommend it. Again, it was interesting. I wasn't falling asleep or anything. I was able to follow along. They held my attention. The story was easy and simple to follow. I would recommend it. I don't know if this is going to win any awards. Makeup, probably. I believe this will probably be a shoo-in for Oscar nominations with makeup. Again, entertainment industry, I don't know how well this movie's going to be received come Golden Globes or Oscar season. So, be that as it is, I thought it was a decent movie. It was interesting enough. I'm glad I actually got to watch it. But I don't know. I'm going to be honest, I don't know if this would be a movie I would have wanting to immediately rush out and see if it wasn't playing at Fantastic Fest. That being said, I am still at Fantastic Fest for most of this next week. After this is over, hopefully I don't get sick this year, but afterwards I will be ranking all of the movies that I see. So that's kind of why I'm doing this, because I don't want to go into all this detail about politics and whatnot when I'm trying to do a ranking of it. So that's what this video is primarily for. We'll see where The Apprentice lands within my ranking at the end of Fantastic Fest, so make sure you subscribe and follow us for that. That's going to be a fun list. I'm already having a good time with what's going to be on there. Those of you who are following, so far I've got a spoiler-free review for Terrifier 3 that doesn't come out till October 11th. Check the YouTube shorts or check us on TikTok at The Cinefanatics. I've done a lot of out-of-the-theater reactions for, like, Anora. What else did I do? What was the other secret screening? I am losing my mind. I am dead tired. I'm going to this festival from like the time I wake up to the time I go to bed with very little time to do something like this. So again, like my review for Terrifier, there's probably not going to be too much editing involved in this particular video. The other secret screening was Saturday night, so the biopic of the first 90 minutes leading up to the first Saturday Night Live. I did an out of the theater reaction on that, so check that out. Again, YouTube Shorts or TikTok at The Cinefanatics. Follow us at The Cinefanatics on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. You can follow me personally on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at RCA Reacts. I'm putting a lot of stuff on Twitter this entire week. Pictures, the celebrities I'm getting to meet, people I'm talking to. Go to my Twitter. It's a lot of fun. I'm having a blast posting stuff like constantly up there. So yeah, make sure you come follow me over there. Again, let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. Keep it civil. If it gets too dumb, I'm going to delete it. This is my channel. I have a say of what happens here. So just be respectful, okay? And make sure you hit that like button and subscribe. That's going to do it for this review. Thank you for watching. If you've watched this entire video, bless your heart. But yes, thank you for watching it. I'll see you on the next video. A good night. Was The Apprentice the greatest movie ever? Better than Citizen Kane? I like Citizen Kane. He was a great citizen. But how about my movie, The Apprentice? Is it a good movie? Let's get into this.